Stage 18 was a 180-kilometre slugfest. Eventually, a very large group got themselves off the front, and it was not only going to come down to who was the strongest, but who was the most tactically astute. When you talk about being clever in a bike race, Michał Kwiatkowski is always going to be part of the equation. At one point, Wout van Aert was at the front of the group on the climb. He swung off to the right. Kwiatkowski, he saw his moment, slid through the left, made his attack. Now, it was marked. It was Nederlands behind. They were all lined out, chasing the wheel of Kwiatkowski, but he persisted. He just kept the power on, looking over the shoulder, but never letting up in the effort. And eventually they started to crack behind. He got his gap. So he went over the top of the KOM, certainly not interested in points, but just creating a gap and seeing if he could lure a couple of others out, get a working group that could leave the rest of the group behind. So he was getting that. Carapaz tried, a number of others tried, still didn't get across. It was only then, right before the descent, that Kwiatkowski was joined by Victor Campenaerts and Matteo Vercheer, the young Frenchman, who actually fell off in the neutral zone this morning. What a way to bring yourself back. Now, at the front of the race, they got on the descent. Kwiatkowski, he used his descending skills then to open up the gap. Victor Campenaerts doing just the right thing. In the wheel of Kwiatkowski, low centre of gravity, following the same lines, and then getting down to work. And if you look at Victor Campenaerts on the road bike, it's like watching anybody else on a time trial bike. He's so aero, he's so powerful, and his determination, once he gets off the front, there's no way in the world he wants to get caught. And you'd have to just about be sitting on a motorbike to do just that. So those three really started to open up the gap. There was bickering behind. The tactics just ruled themselves out of it. So as we came into the last kilometre, it was between those three. Kwiatkowski on the front, Vercheer in the middle, and then Victor Campenaerts. He was supremely confident that if he could get to the finish of this stage in a break with 2 or 3, he would not be beaten. Kwiatkowski, trying to get himself to the back of the group, swings across. Campenaerts said, I'm not going through, I'm here. Vercheer says, I'm gone. He went on the attack. Kwiatkowski tried to hesitate, make Campenaerts do it, but he wouldn't. He was cool and stayed back. So it was up to Kwiatkowski to close the gap to the young Frenchman, and didn't he have some trouble. Eventually, Vercheer, he stopped with his effort. They all came back together. Campenaerts was determined he was going to stay in third wheel, but then he thought, I should follow Kwiatkowski because I know he's fast in the sprint. But Vercheer, he forced his way back in between. So at this point, Victor Campenaerts was playing with a bit of fire, leaving a guy like former world champion Kwiato on the front. Coming into a winding last couple of 100 metres, Victor Campenaerts, he was steeling himself to just unleash the biggest sprint he's ever done in his life. Kwiatkowski was waiting inside 200, still not going. Campenaerts had anticipated. He got himself wound up 4 or 5 pedal strokes before the others knew what was happening. He crunched over the top, and he was clear by a length and a half. So Victor, the Inflictor, got his stage victory in the Tour de France.